Hello everyone, I am back with some more shiny tips, but not shiny tips from myself, shiny tips from you guys. And one of the last videos I made became really popular, so thank you for all the support. A lot of you guys commented and basically told me things I maybe made mistakes on, or maybe you guys gave me tips that I didn't know about. Again, like I said many times on this channel, what's great about this game and its shiny hunting is that it's making us as a community learn. So we're just gonna jump right in the comments and let's see what the community has brought to me so I can bring to you. Quick note, this video has over 200 comments and I tried to get to as much as I can, but as the video got rolling more with views and stuff, it really kind of was hard to keep up with all of it. So I'm gonna try my best to kind of get through it and see what I can get through. What? Last note is, if someone told me something and then someone 500 comments later, even though I just said there was only 200, I'm not going to repeat it, so it's basically whoever commented first I'm going to kind of get to, but again, I appreciate everyone's support. Let's get started. The Darkest Twilight says, for Zone 3, it does, well, he says Zone 2, but I'm assuming they mean Zone 3. Zone 3, it does reset the Espurrs, and I can confirm I have gotten the shiny Espurr. In fact, I got it on my last video, if you haven't checked that out. So the shiny Espurrs, actually no, that doesn't count, because I used the benches. But he says, using the star method does reach the Espurrs, it just doesn't reach the Pikachus, so that's good to know. The 5 plays says, Zone 9 does have a bench. I said it didn't have a bench before, and you can get an alpha Manectric from it, and he is absolutely correct, or they are absolutely correct. I have, as you can see from the video, I have got an alpha. I also got a shiny Carbink and a Mawile, so that bench encompasses all that. So thank you for letting me know that. I tested that out. It worked. Warning Stranger Danger says, for Zone 4, the Sushi High Roll will let you basically reset for this. And I also tested this. So basically, you get this little corner, probably up to that Spinarak. So you don't get a lot, but it is an AFK method. All you gotta do is go in and out of this Sushi High Roll, and basically just resetting the spawns right outside. I think it also gets the Trubbish. Is there Trubbish right here? Yeah, it resets this Trubbish, and it also resets the Fletchling over here. Yeah, pretty cool. This is the only Sushi High Roll I really tested, but there's probably other ones that could reset some pretty cool things too, but thank you for letting me know about that one. Aurora Owl Queen says, there's a bench on the roof near Zone 13 in range of the Heracross and Scyther spawns. You may are absolutely correct. There's a bench right here. It'll also reset the Spritzee, which is kind of cool. And it is within 50 meters of the Heracross and Scyther spawn. So I didn't know about this. This is a really cool bench. The way you get here is there's a staircase right here next to this Pokemon arena. And you just go up the stairs. Pretty cool. They also say you can teleport to 14 and reset the spawns, but it'll only reach the spawns in the front. So it'll probably just count for Aeron, Onyx, Laron, and all that. But it won't reach the Excadrills and all. I thought that was a shiny for a second. So it's a good, if you want a shiny Aeron, it's a good way to reset for that too. So thank you for that. Now, Ninetales with was taken, said Zone 3 with raining can spawn Goomy on the roof. I haven't got to spawn Goomy. They keep spawning the Fletchling. So I don't know how true that is. Yeah, the Fletchling's still here. Maybe if I take out the Fletchling, it'll spawn the Goomy? The Fletchling was taken care of. So let's see if it spawns a Goomy. Oh, it's also not raining anymore. Again, I haven't seen it, but people have told me this, so I don't know. Mr. Taisheen says, it is confirmed that you can get the monkey from teleporting to Wild Zone 6's cafe. So that the cafe teleport does reach this monkey in the tree. If there was a monkey in the tree, I don't know why there isn't a monkey in the tree. These monkeys spawn weird. We'll talk about the monkeys later, but they spawn weird. This one's a big one. Fred the Red says, when you're doing the teleport method for the Dual Blade and Honedges, it actually only reaches the Dual Blade. Which makes sense, because I think in my last video I said I've only gotten Dual Blade. It actually doesn't reach the Honedge. So if you want it to reach the Honedge, you kind of have to walk out a bit and then go back in. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. If you want to Aegis Slash, it's still a good AFK method to get the Dual Blade, but it doesn't reach the Honedge. Going back to Zone 6, Just Wings actually makes a good point that I didn't know about. I can't believe I missed this. There are benches right here. There are benches that you can AFK method here, and it'll reset the Houndoom, the Houndour, and the Matites. I have gotten shiny for all of them, but I'm not sure if it reaches the Pikachu on top. I have done it. Me and my friend have done it for hours, and we didn't get the Pikachu. Again, could be luck, but I don't think it reaches the Pikachu. But if you got the Pikachu, let me know. But yeah, it's a good AFK for if you want Alpha Houndoom. Also, last thing about Zone 6, because the next comment is literally about Zone 6. As well as the Pansage, Panpour, or Panseer in the tree, it does also reset the Trubbish, and according to Nick Broccoforte, it also resets these Bellsprouts in the back, which is also very good to know. But it resets a pretty good range, honestly. Zone 15 is similar to Zone 6, where I said, oh, the best way is to teleport to the cafe. But again, I guess I'm blind. There's actually a better way. There's literally a bench right here. I don't think a bench could be better than this. It will reset basically all of Zone 15. Again, I'm not sure if it'll reach the Larvitars up top. But this is a great way to hunt a lot of cool things. So yeah, Zone 15 kind of OP. I actually haven't touched Zone 15 because I want to shiny hunt it for Halloween stream. But Zone 15, I'm gonna assume it's pretty OP if you do the AFK or even the cafe method. I just want to reiterate, Zone 20, the best way to hunt Charmander and Tepig is teleporting to the central and just walking over. This is something I kind of figured out on the spot the last video, but it seems to be a more popular suggestion amongst shiny hunters, so just want to reiterate that. Kind of annoying because you gotta go back and forth a lot, but probably the best way to hunt the shiny fire starters. M Santos says there's a bench right here that lets you shiny hunt the Alpha Magikarp and Staryu, and it also resets this Patrat and Binacle and the Magikarps in the river or the lake or the water. And I have tried this. I have gotten the shiny. I haven't gotten the shiny Alpha, but it does reset the Alpha. It's pretty cool. Very cool AFK method for Section 2 or Wild Zone 2. So thank you, M Santos. All right, I just saw this comment right now, and this is actually a genius idea. Akola says Wild Zone 8 has a nice Battle Zone spawn by some of it on nights. This is actually an interesting thing I actually haven't even thought about. So I'm gonna try to get that zone to spawn to show you what he means by that. Okay, I reset a few times and I can't get the one I think he's talking about. But basically what he's saying is when it's at night, you get these extra spawn points at the battle zones, and you can teleport to them. And he said there's one close to 8. I'm assuming it's over here. But I think there's a battle zone right here. Actually, it might be right here. It's one of these battle zone spots. That's a good idea because that means you can kind of look at other ones. Like, where does this one teleport you to? You can kind of use that as like an extra spawn point for cooler things. This would respawn nothing. Well, actually, it would respawn these Pyroars. So, for example, if you want to reset these Pyroars and well, they're both Pyroars, or the Skarmory, this would be a good teleporter. So this is actually a really cool method that I haven't even thought about until I saw the comment right now. Very cool. See how it responds to Skarmory? Because if you teleport to the Zone 17, it'll take you to the other side of it, and you're not respawning, you're not re-rolling the Pyroars or the Skarmory. But over here, you will be. And honestly, I need a Skarmory, so I might be doing this later. So that's a very cool strategy. Thank you, Akola, for bringing that to my attention. I feel like I've seen no one talk about that online, so shout out to you. Mally Wowie says, on the top of the map, there's a roof where you can reset Larvitar by a short second 10 loop. So I'm assuming they mean right here. The Larvitar's right here. And you can see the Larvitars. They spawn in. And then you can walk away. Again, probably like 80 meters. Oh, wait, there's a bench right here. Oh, it's right out of reach. Dang it. And yeah, I guess you would go. There's probably a better way, but just know you can walk away and reset them like this. A good way to show if you're resetting them is if you want, you can go in, right? This Larvitar at the end right here. We can see what it is. So it is a level 42 male. You can walk away. Try the loop you think works. So I think going over here works. We're gonna hit. And then we're gonna go back. When I touch the grass, I'm gonna go back. And we're gonna go check. We're just gonna check. You don't have to do this every time. You just want to check if it's changing. Level 43 male. So our loop did work. So that's a good way. Like I don't know if it's. I don't know if they're respawning. I don't know if they're re-rolling. Just get the information of one, and if it changes anyway, if it changes gender, if it changes level, then you're re-rolling and you're good to go. So thank you, Mally Wowie. Very good way to shiny out Larvitar. And I don't have a shiny Larvitar, so I might be doing this later on. This one I got a lot of comments on. I have tested this endlessly, and I think I'm comfortable to confirm that this bench method over here, this bench right here for zone 20, does only reach one alpha. I know, like, it's like just out of reach of one. I've only ever gotten the left one shiny. I've never gotten the right. Again, this could just be luck. But the left one's only been shiny. And then I know the other bench only reaches one for sure. So, just keep that in mind. Basically, this comes down to, do you want the rock stuff or do you want the water stuff over there? Each bench will kind of do the same thing. It sucks that this one's just out of reach, because this would be a good AFK for 2 guaranteed random alphas. But unfortunately, just out of reach. Who said that? Peasy. Thank you, Peasy. Templar says they've been testing for the Watchogs to respawn on this bench, and they've got nothing. And I can also confirm that. I have shiny hunted a lot on this bench, and I've had friends shiny hunt a lot on this bench. And there's a lot of Watchogs on the roof. So statistically speaking, we should have found one, but we didn't. Again, could be down to luck again. But judging that, you know, comments and friends and myself haven't gotten it, it's safe to say that the bench doesn't reach the Watchogs. I've noticed that the roof spawns kind of have this weird extra radius. Like, I feel like you do have to be closer for roof spawns, like that Pikachu in zone 5 or whatever. So that's just food for thought for like when you're trying to hunt for something. The Ancient 7421 says, been telling many people that the 50 meters rule isn't a hard rule, and I agree. The 50 meters rule is like more of like a suggestion. If we look at this, nope. This Froakie's just out of range, but that's a horrible example, actually. Some Pokemon spawn seems to be a little bit more area-based, and I've noticed some Pokemon can spawn shiny, even if they're like 55 meters. So this is kind of a rule we're still trying to study. 50 meters is usually like the safe, like, hey, if you want to shiny something, if it's 50, you're good. And then you kind of have to test further with the 60, and I think 60. I don't think it would go over 60, but this is an interesting point. They also say they shiny hunted the Pokemon Center north of Zone 4, and they got 2 shiny Patrat and Spinarak, and that's out of range, so there is some credence to this, so just keep that in mind. Dr. Smiley has a suggestion for Zone 13, but this can actually go for any zone. A strat that I didn't go over, which, to be honest, I don't really like, is to save your game right when the day is about to end, and you essentially create your own bench. Let me show you. So that's a shiny Trevenant. Oh my god! Bro, he's beautiful. Happy Halloween, everybody. What was I forgot what I was gonna do. Oh, I was gonna hide. Ugh. Oh my god. Alright, back on track. It wouldn't be an episode with not having a random shiny pop up. So if you look at the top left, I don't know where I'm putting me. If I'm in the top left, let's just move me a little. Thank you. You can see the timer's about to end. So you want to basically save the game as close as to the timer as you can. We are gonna save right now. I'm gonna save the game, and then day's gonna reset. And you essentially created your own bench. So now the spawns are going to reroll because you're saved there. And now it will be a new set of spawns. Nothing you like, you can just reset the game, reload it, and voila, you just keep doing that. You just keep waiting. If you're on Switch 2, just loads basically instantly. It'll load your game. You'll be set right before the day resets again. And again, you just created your own loop. This is very good for places that just don't have benches. I don't like soft resetting like that. It doesn't really take, honestly, it doesn't take much longer than a normal bench. It probably adds, what, 5 seconds to your reset. And if you can find a good spot, you can get some pretty good stuff. So yeah, thank you, Dr. Smiley. Thank you, Dr. Smiley, for getting me to Shiny Trevenant. Block Defender says, does anyone know if the Cafe Lana going out resets the Dratini? And that's a good question. The Dratini is only right here. Like, I would think it does, right? That's a great question, and one I will try to test for you and respond. I don't see why it wouldn't. But I also feel like if it was a good strat, I feel like people would be talking about it. Well, honestly, sometimes the best way to do it is like this. Watch. You want to go to your settings, not the game controls. Settings, and you just want to mute the game's music. We're going to go in. If you can hear the Pokemon's cry, Pokemon spawn. So sometimes you just got to be very quiet. They're Pidgey. Maybe I should mute the sound effects too, huh? Pidgey, Pidgey. 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 I don't hear Dratini. So I don't know. Maybe if I go over here. Benerac. Magikarp. I hear Dratini now. I don't know. I don't know. That's a great question. I wish I had more information on that one. I know we kind of already talked about Zone 17 with by accident with the battle zone. Beelmer says Zone 17 is the main reason why I want to shiny, or the main reason to go to is for shiny Skarmory, and they're right. I have gotten a shiny Chespin with this bench method right here. So if you want to use that bench method, that's great. There's also a bench. There's also a bench smack right in the middle of this. You can soft reset. You can like AFK reset here. You're probably gonna get a bunch of shiny Pyros, but eventually you'll get the shiny Skarmory. And maybe it reaches the Lampent and Mawile. I'm getting really weird about these roof spawns because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. That Dratini has made me lose all my confidence on roof spawns, so maybe things up there, but it definitely reaches the Skarmory. The problem is there's only one Skarmory that spawns here, so it really just comes down to luck. Let's get out of here. My god, Zone 17's the worst. Bro. Okay, so a lot of people messaged me about this, or commented on this one. Art Matter says, you missed out on the actual sewer area with Litwick. You do have to do the side mission in Blue Sector 3. It has a ton of different Pokemon in it. I've seen this on Twitter too, like if people shiny hunting Litwick. So let me see if I can find that. Okay, so right outside of Zone 5, when you go under the sewers over there, there's a side quest here. This man, I'm assuming he's gonna open the sewers for you. Yes, so he'll open the sewers. The camera entrepreneur. I don't think you actually have to do the quest. I think you just have access to the sewers now. Yes. So in here you can find Inkays, Goomies. Goomies. Oh, that's a good way to get guaranteed Goomies, I think. We'll talk about Goomy in a bit, but Klefkies are in here. And I believe this is where the Litwick are, right? Yes, the Patrat and Litwick are over here. I think. Yes. And all you gotta do is basically just do the routine trick. So as soon as you see the Patrat disappear, to be honest, it's probably even shorter. Just go back and you can shiny hunt Litwick here. See those two Litwick there now. You go back and it should be gone. So yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff down here. Klefki being a big one. I really want a shiny Klefki, and honestly, I haven't even thought about not finding one. I thought there were Noibats in here too, but maybe not. Yeah, that's the sewers, and that's how you unlock the sewers. What is that? Scraggies are also down here. Dude, there's a lot of stuff down here. Yeah, thank you, Art Matters, and thank you for everyone who mentioned that. I forgot these sewers even existed. I forgot there's two sewers in this game. They both look the same. The nice thing when you unlock them, or when you unlock this mission and the sewers again, you can just teleport to the sewers now. You don't have to. Are they both called Lumiose sewers? They're both called Lumiose sewers. That's why I got confused. Seabass for Zone 15 actually has a really good suggestion. So the problem with Zone 15 is sometimes you'll get spotted really quickly. This is Zone 6. You'll get spotted really quickly, and then like that, and then you have to walk out. But his suggestion is just kill this Pumpkaboo, and it'll basically give you free reign. Make sure it despawns. Look, they're floating. How cute. Now you can teleport safely and just keep teleporting without the fear of getting caught. Pretty smart, actually. You do have one less roll, but think about how much faster to be. You don't have to walk. You can, you know, just keep teleporting. Problem is, when you click the plus button, it always defaults to 15. You want to teleport to the cafe. But that's actually a really good tip. So thank you, Seabass. And regarding the benches and the cafes in some of these zones, yes, the cafe trick is just faster. Like, there's not even a doubt to that. It's instantaneous, basically. But the benches do work as an AFK method, so if you want to do AFK, that works. But if you're looking for speed and you don't mind doing a little bit of work, I mean, a little bit of work is even stretching it out a little. That's faster. Bunch of people saying Zone 9 has, Zone 9? Yeah, Zone 9 has benches. I'm sorry, I'm blind. I don't know why I didn't think there's any benches. Harrylander says for Drampa you can knock it out and then keep saving before it respawns. So kind of what I showed you earlier with the method. Drampa also only spawns in the first 6 minutes of the day, so keep that in mind. Then it turns into a Furfurrow and then Clefairy at night. So when you want Drampa, you gotta do it right away. Again, if you want to do the trick, you can even do the save clock bench right here, where you save it right before night starts. You would want to save it at night, so it turns into day. And bro, I am out of bounds. Get out of here. So that's a good way to kind of reroll for Drampa. Myth Smith says, can you fast travel to Zone 5? I've been trying to shiny hunt the Bellsprout for 2 hours. So I'm going to show you guys something really cool that I feel like no one's talking about. So, you're going to save your game right here. I'm at the Zone 5 entrance, right? We're going to go check. I mean, there's a Bellsprout right there, so for sure it does that one. We're going to go check this Bellsprout over here. This is a 24 male. You're going to close your game. Basically, when you save your game, all the spawns are saved. This is a great way to test if spawns change. So if the spawn reaches from where we're at, it should be the same, 24 male. But if it doesn't reach, that means it's going to spawn in when we walk in. There's a chance it could be a different gender or a different level. So let's see. This Bellsprout might be out of range. It's a male boy again. I would say do it a few times because, you know, you could just get the same level and gender a few times. So I would do it a few times just to test it. But this is a great way to test, like, what is my range? I feel like not a lot of people are talking about it, but if the spawn's already there, it's saved and good to go. We're gonna go again. I guess we should have checked the Pidgey over here too. The female. So that means from that entrance, this Bellsprout does not reach that. So I just wanted to bring that up. That's a good way to test things. It does reach these Bellsprouts, so Zone 5 should be good to go for that. But if you want that alpha guaranteed Bellsprout over there, it does not reach. So keep that in mind. That's a good way. Dude, these Pokemon just want to kill me when I'm out of range. Look at this guy. Get out of here. He's still chasing me. God. Yeah, that's a good way to test like the boundaries of like, okay, does this reach? Does that reach? So, pretty good tip. Steel Kitsune says, any advice for Alpha Whirlipede in Area 5? I never covered that, and you're right, I didn't. But a good way. So here's the thing. Zone 5 is really weird. Zone 5 has a lot going on. The bench method might reach this Whirlipede. Maybe it doesn't. I've gotten shinies. I've gotten shiny Pidgeotos on the roof. But if you just want a quick, efficient way just to check, I would recommend going to the sewers we just unlocked, turning around, and the Whirlipede is right there. I don't think you even need to go inside. The Whirlipede is right there. You can just teleport to the sewers and just keep doing that. Is it the most efficient way? Well, yeah, it might be the most efficient way, but it does take a little bit of time, but you'll get it. So that's a good way. In fact, we can even check if... Where's the Whirlipede? Right here? It might be just out of range. I would recommend just looking at it. So that's a good way to hunt the Whirlipede if you want. Last thing I actually want to go over is, I thought someone commented this, but I guess I just thought about it myself. The other sewers, the other Lumiose sewers, there is when it's raining, there actually are 2 Goomies that spawn here. There's a Goomy that spawns here, and there's a Goomy that spawns here, or near that Mega Crystal over there. All you gotta do, go in and out. Every time I'm shiny hunting on stream or by myself, if it rains, I immediately come here. I haven't gotten a shiny from this, but I know they're re-rolling because the Goomy can be Sliggoo or even Alpha Goomy or Alpha Sliggoo. So, and I've gotten a lot of shiny Magikarps through this method that I don't want, but Goomy, shout out to Goomy. But we did see that in the sewers, they do spawn even outside of rains, in the other sewers. It's just called the sewers. That's so lame. I feel like there should be different names. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a big deal about it. But yeah, I just wanted to bring it up. Really, really good spot for Goomy. Is that a... There's no way that's a shiny Pidgey, right? Oh my... How did I notice that? Bro. I guess we'll end on a shiny Pidgey. I guess the sewers might reset the Pidgey too. It's crazy we didn't hear it when we teleported the 814. That's weird. Well, we'll end on that note. Thank you guys for all the comments. Thank you guys for teaching me more shiny methods, and I hope you guys learned something from this episode. Again, shiny hunting's been so fun in this game. Again, broken. Haven't seen my last video. It's pretty busted. But yeah, thank you for all the support. Yeah. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one, whether it's a shiny video or a Pokemon video or whatever I have left on my mind. I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.